Hi guys, it's Veroosh. Welcome to my channel. This is your reading for the Cancer season, Relationship Compatibility. Welcome. I hope you guys are having a nice day, and I'm excited to do this reading for you guys. It's going to be an all sign reading, so we're going to roll the dice and go in random order. And so just give it a minute. If there's a little bit of bumps with the internet, I guess it's Mercury retrograde, so allow it to buffer and get comfortable. On my end, it's fixed the problem, so I think you should be fine soon. So just watch for your sign, watch for your sign. The way this reading works is a little bit different. So basically what it is I'm comparing your sign, sun, moon, and rising, with the sign, sun, moon, and rising of someone else. So you can watch for all sorts of relationships, from love to friends to co-workers, to find out what kind of vibe is going on between you and other people. Remember, this is covering Cancer season from now on until about middle of July or third week of July. So if I'm saying something like somebody's going to be grumpy, that doesn't mean it's going to be forever. We're talking about a month. And also yesterday I did a astrological overview for Cancer season on Tarot Talk, in which I explained basically, like all the astrology that's going on, so I don't have to repeat myself today. I was going to do a sign by sign reading, like separate videos, but I just thought that was going to be overkill. And there's so many things to do and so many videos to film that this is the better way to do it for now. Okay, so we're going to have sign by sign videos, just not yet. So go into the time caps. I would say if you don't know astrology very well, I would check out the overview reading. The overview reading is 15 minutes long, so it's not very complicated, and I'll catch you up to speed regarding the transits I'll be mentioning today. So if there's a transit I'm mentioning today and you're like, what is she talking about? Go into the description and there's a dedicated video for that. So today we're just going to focus on each sign, the kind of relationships you will have by sign with other signs, people with sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars in other signs, and then I'll do like a relationship spread, okay, for everybody. So why don't we start with the first sign, random order. Rando's good. Leo first. Okay, hey Leos. And one of the reasons why I'm doing the all signs today instead of like sign by sign videos is Leo and Capricorn are still waiting for their North Node video. So welcome Leos, meow meow. I hope you guys are doing okay. And let's take a look at your chart. Let me just pull it up for you guys. Okay, so here is your chart, Leo. So every single part will start off like this, and then I'll do the tarot reading next. So like I said in the intro, this is different than like a prediction reading. This is telling you what the vibes are with the other signs. Leos, overall, your relationship will remain similar with, as they usually are with other Leos, Virgos, Scorpios, and that's about it. So the way that your relationship normally is with those signs, or people who have transits in those signs, those things are going to remain very, very similar, and not much is going to change. Your relationships with Aquarian, sun, moon, and rising are improving as Saturn is moving into Capricorn on the 27th of June. So now there will be less kind of, details in the relationships. Things are going to free up. Okay, so now I'm going to go sign by sign where all the transits are and tell you how that's affecting your relationship with people who have those signs. So we have Libra. Libra and Leos are going to get along better. This has been an ongoing pattern because Judo is in Libra, so you guys are doing great. Sun, moon, and rising, there's a lot of understanding there, a lot of compassion, so you should feel good about that. Sagittarians and Leos typically get along well. You're both fire signs, but at this time, Sagittarians are drawing in and they're reflecting on the past a lot. So if you're a part of their past, the past couple years, then you will be a big portion of whatever they're kind of reflecting on. If you're not a part of that, then I feel like maybe you'll see them distracted in other directions. Capricorn is where everything's going on again, this time in retrograde motion. We have Pallas Athena, who's an asteroid, Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn all retrograde in Capricorn and creating conjunctions. This is going to be a very intense energy for Capricorns, and so just know that they're going through the most. So typically Leos and Capricorns have a fine relationship. They don't necessarily always understand each other unless there's secondary transits like the moon or Mars that is similar. But you know, at this time, Capricorns are going to be distracted. They're going to be doing things in their own direction, and you might feel more estranged from people who have Capricorn placements. They may not be around as much, or they may be distracted, okay? Like I said, improvement with Aquarians, with Pisces. Really good relation. Oh, and the thing with Capricorns, Leo, is that towards the end of Cancer season, it's going to get more intense. So that's when the real conjunctions, you can see here, Jupiter and Pluto already together, but Saturn's going to move into a conjunction with Pluto and Jupiter at the end of Cancer season, and it's going to get way more intense, and your relationships with Capricorn people are going to become more intense. That's true for everyone, okay? And so if you're a Capricorn person, wait for your part of the video. And then with Piscean people, really good relationships. This is Ceres and Neptune. Pisces are doing great this season. Really, really good aspects. The only thing is Neptune is forming a trine with the Sun about July 12th. And so that is for you in some way, maybe some degrees of misunderstanding, miscommunication, little things like that. And then with Aries, great relationships, although Aries have this mix, which I did talk about in the overview video that I mentioned in the intro. And they may be distracted, irritable, they might be going through stuff, and so be a good friend to Aries. In other words, they're your sister sign, a fire sign. Taurus energy, fine for Leo, you know, and in fact Tauruses are better with Uranus in their sign for you in general anyway. This has been an ongoing pattern for the last couple years, so if you like Tauruses more now, Leo, that's going to continue now, like with Uranus and Taurus, okay? Geminis and Leos, yeah, it's like, I would say almost that I think your Gemini connections are going to be the strongest this season. I feel like the North Node and Venus there, it's just you're hitting it off. If you have a Gemini person around you, things are going really well. And then Cancer, last but not least, Leos and Cancers have a very varied amount of relationships, a difference in relationships. If you're a late placing Leo and you're talking about a person who has like a Gemini cusp with Cancer, that's a really good relationship. Typically, that's a really, really good mix. But if you're somewhere in the middle of Leo and you're dealing with someone on the cusp, you might have friction there. The Sun is in Cancer, Mercury's retrograde in Cancer, a lot of talking about the past, a lot of reminiscing, that kind of stuff, although I just feel like maybe you're on two different vibes a little bit here. Okay, so why don't we talk about tarot cards for your love prediction? So we have Leo, we have the energy of disruption. The order of your love life is being disrupted over the next 4 to 5 weeks. I think it's for the better. You're getting freed up to receive more love in your life and more opportunities. There we go. There it comes. This is the Universe card, or the World card. So I think that from a position of being stuck somewhat, and this is from your other readings, Leo, as well, I think that you're really heading into a phase in which there's a lot more opportunities, a lot more up and up. The world's opening up for you in terms of love. You might meet new people, getting removed from a stuck situation. We have the Three of Swords also. Stuck in heartache. Maybe you got into a funk, Leo, in terms of your relationships, and now it's like things are pulling you out of the house. And we have Four of Wands. Speaking of the house, Four of Wands. I feel as though there's like a counterbalance. I really sense that you've been going through some stuff, Leo, like stuck after a breakup, a little moody, a little bit, stuck in your ways, a bit of a rut. And I feel like this season is going to bring you a lot of opportunities to get out of the house, connect with new people, connect with old people, that kind of thing. So I think that things are improving, and I think that you don't feel so stuck anymore. Okay, so let's see what's going on around you, like people around you, how are they behaving? So we have Temperance card. So I feel as though like maybe some people around you have been walking around on tiptoes. They know that you've been going through stuff, so they haven't been pressuring you so much. They're just like, everybody has a time and a place, and they understand that. And I think that there's someone who is very much anticipating that a situation will turn out for the better. Like they know that you've been going through like the gigs, whatever. And I feel like they have been biding their time so that they know that they've been biding their time. So waiting until you kind of get out of the circumstance or the energy that you're in. And then we have the 5 of Pentacles, feeling alone. This person, okay, so this person, whoever it is around you, whatever kind of relationship, remember, this person has been taking a personal hit by allowing you to nurture your feelings and heal whatever has been needing to heal. I think this person understands that everybody needs time to heal, that kind of thing. And I think that they really care about you. I think they're willing to sacrifice their own agenda for your well-being. Let's see the next message. We have refusing to see 2 of Swords. There's something about the situation that they don't understand. So the person around you who you're thinking about, or the situation, there's something about what's going on for you that they just don't get. And so just be aware of the fact that they're supportive of you, but I think that they either are misunderstanding something, or they don't understand something, or they don't know a piece of information that's really important. Okay, so I hope that helps you with the Cancer season videos, Leo. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to make the energy real, or help other people see the video. Yes? Okay, thank you guys for watching. Chat, can you guys tell me if you like this format, because we can switch it up if it's not good. Let's do the next sign. Okay, we have Libra next. Hi, Libra. Libra's at a high point right now. So if you're just jumping in on the time cap, please watch the intro because I explain how everything works. There's a lot of new stuff going on here. So we're checking this out. Libras, let's take a look at your relationships. As I've said, this is not a predictive video like what's going to happen. We're talking about your relationship dynamics with other signs. Your relationships will maintain similar or just normal the way they've always been with Leos, with Virgos, and Scorpios. There's not much change in those dynamics between you and people who have those signs. So it's going to be steady and similar. Okay, so next, Libras with other Libras, very, very good understanding. I feel like you are on a compassionate sort of phase where there's a lot of compassionate understanding, compassionate just resonance for other people in your sign. You can have good conversations at this time. I think that you morally or ethically have similar viewpoints. You find that there's a lot of conversations about human rights and the well-being of others, and in that phase of we hope that everybody's okay, you will have a lot of conversations like that with other Libras. And then Sages, okay, so Sag and Libra, typically good, right? It's a fire sign to an air sign. We have the South Node in Sag, though, right now. And Sages are one of the signs that are kind of going through some stuff right now. And what they're going through, Sun, Moon, and Rising Sag, is picking up the pieces of the past. So if you're a part of that matrix, then you will be a part of whatever's going on. Otherwise, you may feel as though they're less communicative. They're your buddies to talk, Libra. You have chats and all this stuff with Sagittarians, and so at this time you might feel as though they're not around for the gab as much as you are used to. With Capricorns, Capricorn energy is where it's at in July. Again, we're getting these conjunctions. I talked about it in the video down below, so go watch that there. Suffice it to say, with the eclipse and everything else that's going on in Capricorn now, expect your relationships with Capricorns to come to friction. It may not be a personal conflict. It may be a conflict of interest where you, Libra, need something and they need something else. So just be patient with Capricorn energy. They may not be as flexible as they normally are. They may not be as willing to be forthcoming to you and what you need, but that's not a personal thing. They're stretched. They're really stretched in July. So if you have Capricorn placements, pay attention to all my readings, all the interpretations, yes? Aquarians, great improvement with Aquarians, Libra. I think that you get your buddy back. Saturn moves back into Capricorn till the end of the year from Aquarius on the 27th of June. It's a really saving grace, and I'm not sure if it's the best dynamic you're going to have over the next season, but I feel like it's going from Aquarians haven't been around so much to being way more around. So it's very much that have your buddy back kind of energy. With Pisces, good energy with Pisces. You know, Pisces is going to get along with everyone at this time. There is going to be possibly some kind of situation in which, especially if you're dealing with a Pisces on like an everyday level, there could be some mishaps to do with communication where they say one thing and you think they mean another. So be patient with that. Aries, in some way, you are the saving grace, Libra, for Aries energy through the next season. Right now, they've been hurting so bad, and you've already possibly had begun being a saving part of their lives by virtue of understanding them, listening to them, all of that stuff. And so with this Aries energy, you may be like called upon to talk them down, talk them through their problems. They're going through a lot. They're feeling a lot right now. And so you may be the one who understands them the most, who kind of is able to talk them through whatever's going on in their life. Okay? So they really need you, in other words, very much. For Taurus energy, can you guys see the cursor and stuff? So for Taurus energy, Libra and Taurus are both ruled by Venus, so that's always a plus, two sides of Venus. I feel as though you may feel a little bit nervous around Taurus energy at this time. I feel like possibly you feel like they might change things up on you too fast, and you might be like, okay, what's going on? So you may feel a little bit unstable with people who have Taurus placements, but that's not any different than the last year and a half. I mean, it's been ongoing and it will continue for some time in that direction. It doesn't have to be major. It's just kind of like in the back of your head, you're a little bit nervous, like what will they come up with next kind of thing. So that could be coming through. With Gemini energy, North Node Gemini, hey, Sun and Venus in Gemini. If you're in a relationship with Gemini, it's really popping off. You might very well fall in love. You're admiring them. Everyone's admiring them. Venus is in their sign. North Node is in their sign. And they're your ninth house, so they're your point of inspiration. I just think probably the best relationships are for Libras are with Gemini placements right now. Likewise, I think it's quite good for Cancer. Typically, Cancers and Libras can go like a little bit in different directions. However, because of the heavy placements in Capricorn, the Cancerian transits are actually very favorable. You could be kind of like talking through things, understanding the world together. So that's the overview for Libra. You guys can see it's kind of a lot to say, but let's take a look at your overview for love, Libra, for Cancer season. Okay. All right. So we have 4 cards. We have 2 of Cups. I do feel like Libra is receiving love. There's love around you, interpersonal relationships, romantic love for many of you. It's a good energy, a good vibe, just warmth and kindness. And then we have the two of Wands, sorry, the waiting game. something changes your perspective about someone. You may have thought, I think that what I'm picking up for Libra is that you guys have thought about like other people a certain type of way. Maybe they disappointed you or let you down. And through this experience, through the experiences in Cancer, I think that you'll see people from a slightly better light, and you might find your admiration for someone again. So you might like someone. And oh, here we go. So we have memories of love. So you're getting like very romantic, you're getting reminiscent, maybe looking to the past, thinking about like how good this person has actually been to you, how good the relationship has been. And then we have the Ace of Swords. You might be getting the nerve up to say something to someone, maybe a relationship that didn't work out or a friendship that kind of lost touch with each other. Somebody could be on your mind, or you might be working up the feelings to in some way make that connection. So I think that Libra, you're pretty much getting ready to like make something happen again between yourself and someone else. Let's see how people around you are doing. Let's see if someone comes through. I have two decks, both of them the John Holland Tarot. So we have the Ace of Swords. So definitely you and someone else really want to talk to each other. We have two Aces of Swords. I think that there's been a lack of communication. Maybe it's been born out of, maybe it's been born out of the fact that like, things got busy and you lost touch, but now there's like this desire to communicate and reconnect. We have the Seven of Wands. Choose your battles. I think this person is prioritizing you in their life again. I feel like maybe I'm getting the sense that people have in your relationships, whether it's you or them, deprioritize the other person in their life. There's been like they got busy in a different direction, distracted by the world events, and just relationships that could have happened were not working out. And so now there's this desire like, oh hey Libra, like where's she at, like what's going on? And there's this like real desire to reconnect. And then it's heartfelt. Oh yeah, you're getting really good cards for love. I feel like, yeah, just things are in a good direction for you again, Libra. And then we have base chakra. I think this person, whoever we're discussing, maybe it's several different situations, but someone definitely needs to change like something in their life to make your situation happen again. So they may have to move, they may have to change something around to make it happen, but I think that the disposition is really there to improve the relationship. Okay, so I hope this helps. So now we're going to do the next sign. So in chat, do you guys like this format? Is this working for you? Let me know if it's all right. Let's do the next sign. So we have Aquarius next. Oh, I did do Aquarius next. Then Scorpio pushed through. No Scorpios, you guys have to wait your turn. So we have Aquarius. All right, Aquarians, let's take a look at your chart. And by the way, thank you for becoming a member. That's really nice. People ask me about Bailey. Hi, Bailey. Thanks for becoming a member. People ask me about Superbucks. Don't do that. Just become members. It's cool. Like, that's the best way to do it, in my opinion. And then you get something back, it's good. Okay, so we have Aquarians next. Hi, Aquarians. Let's take a look at your relationships. Aquarians, you've been through the most because Saturn's been in your house. So you're one of these signs that is facing like a big shift. Saturn moves back into Capricorn on the 27th, so life gets a little bit better. In the foreground of the sky, I see a helicopter. I don't know what that means to someone, but I've decided to tell you guys what birds and flying objects I see. Ooh, Aquarians, I see a UFO. No, I'm just kidding. But I do see a helicopter, which this is the first time I've seen one. So anyway, Saturn has moved into Capricorn, so you guys can really breathe a sigh of relief. I think that the intensity of circumspection that you've experienced, the judginess, which is Saturn in the first house. Saturn in the first house is no joke. So when it happens once every 29 years, it's an intense transit, but it sort of points out our blind spots, like what we're not doing. So, and it happens oftentimes through other people. So other people tell you off, people tell you their opinions of you. It's not pleasant, but it's also constructive information if you take it on the right way and grow from it. So I think you're the best energy to understand that level of things, Aquarians. I think you guys are just, you're good at understanding, like, this needs to change. Okay, check, done. It's not a personal thing. It's just insight, you know? So your relationships with the following signs will be relatively the same. Aquarians, with the exception of Saturn, will be similar, but Aquarians will be a lot less stressed now that Saturn is in Capricorn for the rest of the year. And then we have Leo, Virgo, and Scorpio maintaining similar types of relationships as you usually do. Piscean relationships. You might feel as though Pisces are being extra soft at this time, extra squishy. And so I feel like maybe at this time there's like a little bit of like bless your heart kind of energy going on, where you feel like, you know, the Pisces people with Pisces transits are a little too soft for your comfort, you know, but it's also kind of nice because on the other side of things, they really have compassion for what you've been through. And so you might find support and understanding from people who have Piscean transits. Aries people. Okay. Aries is the other sign that lots going on for. And I feel like maybe you can understand your plight together. You can talk about your recent experiences, how you've been dragged, how things were uncomfortable, how things were icky, and maybe you can talk things through together. Really, you know, find like those two hearts that are hurt talking to each other to like, you know, find healing or whatever, understanding. Taurus energy. I think Taurus energy is distracting for you for the next little while, the next month, and that's kind of an ongoing thing with Taurus, because when they were Tauruses over there without Uranus there, you could kind of tune them out. But now that Uranus is in Taurus, they're kind of getting in your way. It's kind of like, Uranus is your ruler, so it's kind of like your energy that they're kind of absorbing or working through. So it's like Tauruses are a little bit Aquarian now, and it's, I don't know how comfortable that is. And I think that it will probably produce for you guys some degrees of raised eyebrows kind of situations, like, you did what? Like that kind of thing. So be patient with Tauruses, but not bad by all means. The air signs are getting along great. So just so you guys know, like as a rule of thumb for the whole reading, the rest of the month, air signs get along fine. North Node is in Gemini, Venus is in Gemini. Throughout Cancer season, you guys are going to do great with other Geminis. So Aquarians with Gemini transits, fantastic. Cancer, I would say Cancer probably, again, a very soft energy. I think that if you're the type of Aquarian that is kind of, I don't know, terse, or, you know, just a little bit like dry humor, doesn't like to get too squishy, then I think both Pisces and Cancer are going to be a bit much for you. They're going to be really in their feelings, very sensitive and soft. And if you need that energy, then people who have those transits are going to be a real vibe for you. Leos, Virgos, we talked about. Libra, again, another sign in which you're doing really great with. Juno is in Libra, and so therefore there's going to be kind of like moral, justified, like talking about human rights kind of stuff. There's a real understanding. Sag is good. You might see that Sag people come back into your life right now after they've done some reminiscing and thinking about values. Capricorns, I would say, especially for Aquarians, be careful for Capricorns in your life. And I know many of you guys have also Capricorn transits. It's just the nature of the sign. But like with Capricorns, unless you have great relationship with the Capricorn, many Aquarians will find struggle with Capricorn, and especially in the area of things that haven't been spoken, ideas or feelings that haven't been spoken out loud, hidden feelings and intentions, and just like, where are you coming at me from with this kind of question that you might ask yourself with Capricorn people. Secondary transits always help. Remember, this is just for the month. Let's take a look at your tarot. Okay. Yeah, good energy. Aquarians, finally somebody's catching you a break. So enjoy. Use the rest of the year to, like, you know, solidify the lessons you've learned and push past them. Okay, so we have Six of Cups, reminiscing, thinking. You finally get to go back to things that you've been distracted from, like people, situations, relationships, so forth. Then we have the Two of Swords. With the information that you've learned over the last several months while Saturn was in Aquarius, you can't really fully go back to the past in your relationships. Like, you can't just pretend that it's over. That's called gaslighting. You know, it's not healthy to do to yourself or someone else. But yeah, I feel like, yes, just in some way, there will be a degree of, like, coming to terms with stuff and understanding where things have happened, but still, like, really nurturing what you've been distracted away from. So you're going back to the past, but not fully. And then we have some awareness. I really think you guys do the best with Saturn energy sometimes. I feel like, I just feel like Saturn is your ruler also. It's your ancient ruler. So this kind of, like, this is what you need to do, Aquarius, it's kind of up your stream. It only makes you stronger. So once you get past the feelings of hurt or, like, how could they say that to me, feelings about that, there's this real energy. They gave you information. They gave you information that was important for you to know. And then we have the solar. I think you're going to really go after someone or something. I think that there's a relationship from the past that in some way is enticing to you. It's a relationship that you truly want. And I feel like you're getting your mojo going again, Aquarius. And overall, like, for the last several months, I have been getting a lot of reads for Aquarians about, like, going for love, finding the right love. So I think the energy is right for those things. Okay, so we have the Emperor next, Aries. This is the other person, people you're dealing with, their energy. Someone is very firm in their feelings towards you in, like, a relationship-y sort of way. Somebody is not wavering on their feelings about how they feel about you. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles, Venus in Virgo. I feel like someone feels like they're prepared to give you a lot in their, like, I feel like they have the means necessary. I had a reading with an Aquarius yesterday, and I was, like, mentioning to her, or maybe this wasn't an Aquarius, I had a couple different readings, but anyway, so the point is that, you know, men oftentimes do not it has a lot to do, if you're a woman watching this, or if you're in a relationship with a man, men, it's like they follow through with relationships when they feel they're up to the task, okay? So a lot of this has to do with their ability. And so I feel like whoever you're dealing with, especially if you're dealing with a man, this person feels like they can provide for you. They feel like they're up to the task, like they're ready for it. And then we have the Eight of, you're going to hear from someone. I really feel like there's a reconnection coming. Like I said, the little thing here is that it's like the past, but not quite. And then we have the Four of Cups, opportunity beckons. They're waiting for the right time to say something. They're really wanting to communicate with you. You're initiating towards something that you want really fast. And I feel like the issue here is reintegration. What's happened since the last time you connected this way? What's like are you still on the same page? That's the question, I think, that's going on for you now. Okay, thank you guys. Okay, so let's now move on to the next sign, and make sure to like and comment so other people can see the video. Okay, Tauruses. Hi, Tauruses. Well, Tauruses, let's talk about you and your relationships with other people for Cancer season. Okay, so this is not like a predictive reading per se. We're just talking about relationship dynamics. So the relationships that will stay the same are with Leo, Virgo, Scorpio. Sorry, I should have said that at the beginning, that everyone's relationships are going to be pretty similar with those three signs. I think I said that in the video down below. But your relationships with Tauruses, I think your Taurus relationships are actually improving overall, but that's a long-term transit of Uranus. So you dating other Tauruses or being friends with other Taurus sun, moon, and rising, I think that there's a lot of flavor and a lot of diversity that's coming into your life through your relationships with them, so that's good. They're more flexible than they normally are, so if there was some kind of disconnect, I feel like you're connecting again. And then we have Gemini. So Venus and the North Node are in Gemini right now. Your relationships with Gemini people are far better. They're actually like showing up on your map in terms of like awareness, whereas maybe on a typical day you don't notice Gemini so much, Taurus. Now I feel like your connections with people in your life who have Gemini transits are actually like in your consciousness. You're like, oh, Gemini's kind of fun, I'll call them, you know, that kind of vibe. Cancer, very good relationships with Cancers. You know, I just feel like this is going to be a time in which your relationships shine. Yes, it's true, Mercury's retrograde in Cancer, but that's going to improve on July 17th. So, you know, but overall, just the vibe with Cancer is good, Taurus, like heart-to-heart conversations, all of this stuff. And then we have Libra next. Fine. That's all I have to say. Your relationships with Libra are fine. There's nothing bad here. There's nothing malefic. Sagittarian relationships with Taurus. Okay, it's all right. They may want to talk about the past a lot right now. So, you know, if you're up for it, if you're up to deconstruct the past and figure out where everybody's coming from, that's fine. Capricorn. Okay, so in some way, Taurus, you are the saving grace for Capricorn's life. So when I was talking about Libra, they were kind of it for, I think it was for Aries, right? But I feel like you're it for Capricorn people, sun, moon, and rising. You may see that they're reaching out to you. They're going through a lot. And I think that you may have like the mix of stuff to be able to understand what they need. Aquarians, okay, so Aquarians, if they've been up your butt, then they're not going to be up your butt anymore. Things are greatly improving with your relationships with Aquarians, okay? With Piscean people, again, I think your strongest connections are with Pisces and Cancer at this time. I just feel like you can get lost in your relationships with them. I think that like emotionally, just very nice and warm. Aries people. Aries might have a bone to pick with you over the next 4 to 5 weeks that they're not sharing, that they're not saying. And so I feel like be careful. Be careful of the hidden aggressions and opinions. Not all, I'm just giving you hints, okay? So now let's take a look at your cards for the next Cancer season, for the next 4 to 5 weeks, okay? All right, so Taurus with just general, this is you, Taurus. So turn fortune for the better. I think Taurus is very lucky right now. Very, very lucky energy for Taurus. I think that you guys are overall hitting your stride. Things are looking up. You know, it's just a time for you to really enjoy yourselves. I don't mean to like, but remember, Lilith is coming to your sign next, okay? In about like, I don't know, 4 to 5 months. I'll tell you guys when it happens, but don't focus on that. I feel like I want to say that to you because I want you to enjoy yourselves now in love, in relationships. This is the time to kind of go forward and just blessings. And then we have the emotional loss, 5 of Cups. I don't feel like you're losing someone. I feel maybe there'll be some time of reflection upon relationships. I think if anything, you are feeling sympathy for somebody else's circumstances. I think you might be sought out by people like Capricorns for, you know, just for understanding for what they're going through. I think that that's the tough side, when you're here, when you're seeing and feeling suffering in the face of others. And then we have Libra, balance, and so justice and order. Relationships with Libras are fine, just fine. It's all good. I do feel like there's this, okay, so there's this balance of having fun, enjoying yourself, and then also the consideration of other people's feelings. And I think that you're seeking out some kind of balance between that, or fairness in your life. This might show up as a personal relationship. And we have patience or Sagittarius. It really feels as though somebody around you is suffering a little bit, like they're feeling not their greatest. And I feel like you feel a lot of sympathy for them. I think that you feel a lot of compassion for your relationship. And it's all about, like, how do I balance out my feelings in which I feel great? That's Taurus energy, with the feelings of someone who you care about who's suffering. And it's like, how do you sit with that in your heart? You know, how do you sit with that in your heart, Taurus? And you're going to find through the next 4 weeks ways to manage those feelings so you're okay with being happy, and also, you know, being compassionate to the people around you. The next message is for people around you. Again, Sagittarian energy, really strong. I really feel like a Sagittarius, for some of you guys, Taurus, might be reaching out to you to talk about the past. Like, hey, Taurus, I want closure on this situation, blah, 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 that kind of thing. There's a real, like, let's finish this. Let's forgive each other. Or I don't think that this is about ongoing a relationship or continuing a relationship, but I do feel like someone wants to reach out and clarify a closure. Then we have Hermit. Somebody's done a lot of personal thinking and reflection about their life, and I feel like they have come into their own, you know, about understanding. And then we have Teach, which is the card of the Hierophant. Taurus, this is your, I just feel like somebody has reached a deeper understanding regarding a relationship. Somebody has reached like a more, how do you say, like they've reached their more like maturity with regard to their relationship with you, and now they want to talk, and they feel guilt. So somebody's feeling very guilty around you. They want to talk to you. They've grown up. It's like they said something to you, and now they know how terrible it is what they said or did or whatever it is, and they're trying to make up for it. Okay? So somebody's feeling guilty, but I think that they're sincere. I think it is coming from like a place of really understanding how they did you wrong or what they did wrong. But I think you're probably pretty distracted with your own stuff. Like, you have a lot of good things going, Taurus, and there's someone around you who has a broken heart and who you feel deep compassion for. I like Tauruses so much. You guys are always like compassion. Like, oh, you guys, especially like the Taurus moons, like you guys think so deeply about other people. It's really nice. Okay, so Aquarius we've done. Okay, now I'm catching my stride. Virgos. Hey, Virgos, catching my stride right for Virgo. Let's take a look at our shit show of relationships over the next 4 weeks. Are you guys enjoying this type of video? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so let's take a look at your chart, okay? So Virgos, again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is not a predictive reading. This is like telling you about the vibe between you and other people, relationship compatibility, all types of Virgos, okay? So the types of relationships for Virgos that are going to stay the same is your relationships with Leos, Virgos, and Scorpios. Okay, broken record. I forgot to mention it in the intro, so sorry for that. Okay, so your relationships with Libras are going to be better than normal. Libras are going to be just, I think that, you know, talking about stuff with Libras will be really good. I think Libras are going to be involved in a lot of discussions about what's right and so forth, okay? Sagittarian energy. You know, improvement in relationships with Sag. I feel like Sag likes your analytical abilities, and they're thinking a lot about the past. So people who have Sag transits may really like vibe. They may really like, how do you say, like need your analytical ability to figure out their stuff, and especially if they're in your family. So Sag, Sun, Moon, and Rising people. Capricorn energy. So you and Taurus, Virgo, are keeping, like, helping Capricorn the most, and maybe Cancer. So I feel, or maybe Cancer is the number one helper. Capricorn's going through the most over the next month, so it's kind of like a warning for everyone, like, be kind to Capricorns. They're hitting the mark. Like, some of them are going to be so successful over the next 4 to 5 weeks, but some of them are going to go through the most. And so for you too, Virgo, your relationships with Capricorn people are going to be strained. They're going to be intense. There will be a lot going on, and maybe even breakthroughs, like, breakthroughs and wonderful things may happen too. But whatever it is, it's going to be extreme. Piscean, I just think that this is your time. Like, you've probably heard me gloat about Pisces throughout the whole reading, and I think that basically for you, Virgo, this Pisces transit of Ceres and Neptune is going to bring such endearment and kindness. Like, everybody that I know who's a Pisces that I can think about, I'm like, oh, they're so great. Like, that's my positive opinion of all my friends has just gotten 150% better. Aries people. Okay, so actually Aries and Virgo have a bit of a touch and go relationship. It's not bad, but it's like hard to understand where the other is coming from. But at this time, I feel like Virgo, your ability to heal and support Aries, I think, is going to be quite strong. So if there's an Aries around you who is going through like a painful circumstance or some difficult times, I think you can actually make a positive impact on their life. Taurus is great. I think Tauruses are actually more fun for Virgos over the next few years than ever, because Uranus is in Taurus, so they're less within themselves and they're more kind of random. So I don't know. I think that it's good over the next 4 to 5 weeks. And then Geminis, better than normal, actually, because Geminis are getting along with people. The Sun is in Gemini, North Node is in Gemini. It's just like, it's not too deep, but it's like, it's nice. It's like just up and up. And then Cancers. I think that probably in terms of what you need, what you receive energetically from others, Cancers are going to give you the most right now. So I feel like the most potent connection for your sign is with Cancer at this time. And then Leo, I mentioned already. So let's take a look at your cards. Okay. So now I'm going to tell you guys what's going on for you in love for the next 4 to 5 weeks, okay? So we have 6 of Pentacles, Taurus. So that's Moon in Taurus. Reciprocity, material, spiritual prosperity. I just feel like, especially those of you guys who have like Cancerian friends, or maybe a Capricorn friend, I think, or maybe a Taurus. Those are your hot areas, Virgo, right now. But or maybe a Pisces. There's a lot of good for Virgo right now, even Gemini. But in terms of the ones that are really the bullseye, I really feel like Cancer and Capricorn can be the one, or like it's it. So I feel like you're receiving a lot from, like, goodwill from other people. Receiving material stuff, sure, but it's also time and energy that you're receiving from people around you, Virgo. I feel like there could be someone who is very attracted towards you. My Magician is always, like, when the Magician comes up in a relationship reading for me, I always feel like that's someone who's like ready to initiate a relationship with you, someone who's serious about a relationship, someone who's kind of like intimately attracted to you, that kind of stuff. And then we have the Last Judgment, a big decision being made about a relationship, Virgo. This is your side of it. And then we have 5 of Cups, emotional loss. You're holding off on a decision, Virgo, because I think that there's still some heartbreak in the past that's making you timid. So I think that in some way, like, there is a possibility there, but I'm not sure how many of you guys are going to go for it, because I think that maybe you feel like hurt by the past. Maybe, I don't think it's the same situation. I just feel like maybe many of you guys are not ready. Okay, so what's going on around you? Maybe this will clarify. We have the Three of Pentacles, reach out, or Three of Wands. I think this is Three of Pentacles. So somebody wants to reach out towards you. Somebody is trying to make that connection. That's the Magician in your life. And then we have the Tatch, which is Libra. This person kind of, I think that they pick up from you that you are coming and going, and you're open and then you're not open to the relationship together. And so I feel like this person also is playing that game of being available and then backing off, but I think that it's because of your feelings. So if you stabilize your feelings, and if you get okay with being in love, if you feel like you're ready to love, then I think that that connection can happen. And I'll show you astrologically how that happens. It's here in Capricorn. So there's a July 4th eclipse. It's a full moon eclipse in Capricorn. This is the chart for it, actually. And so if at that time you make that decision, at that time you accept that love, Virgo, then I think it's going to be on. Otherwise, I think it's going to be floppy fish. You have the Tower moment. It feels like a relationship, someone who's interested in a relationship, but a relationship could fall apart because of disinterest, because of a willingness to be present and to address the issue. And then we have take the lead. So we have, I feel like somebody is really deliberating whether or not to be in a relationship with you, or to seek a relationship with you, or to be present in your life. It has the part of possibly almost falling apart, but I feel like their desire is quite strong to know you, to be around you, these things. Just don't push them around too much, Virgo. I think this is saying, like, don't push them around too much, and their desire will supersede, like, the feelings of a lack of sureness about the relationship. They'll come into their feelings are strong. It seems like their feelings are strong, but they feel discouraged by the situation. So Virgos unfortunately do have a tendency to discourage love, because the details we focus on that we think are not a big deal, they really discourage potential love situations for us all the time. So it makes sense. It really does. So and for us it's not a big deal, but for other people it is a big deal. So okay, so next sign we have Pisces. Hey Pisces. Okay, so let's get weird. Okay, so Pisces, let's take a look at your astrology. Pisces. All right, so this is, like I said in the intro, the breakdown of the relationship dynamics between you and the other signs. If you want a deeper explanation, go into the description, and I did a 15-minute video explaining the relationship compatibility for Cancer season on Tarot Talk. And a hummingbird showed up, so you guys always get the hummingbirds showing up for your readings. I guess that hummingbird is a Pisces, right? Okay, many, I guess, animals are, because they're born in the spring. Okay, so we have Leo, Virgo, Scorpio, same relationships, typical to what you get with people from those signs, sun, moon, and rising. So not much change there. Your relationships with other Pisces will be really squishy, really warm, and really nice. And we have Aries. Okay, so relationships with Aries in some way are, I just feel like they need compassion, and you have a lot of compassion in your heart, especially with Ceres and Neptune at this time. But I think that some of it, and I'll just say this, if you're an Aries watching, please don't be offended, but I think that you may question what they're talking about a little bit. Like, I think that I think that you'll feel like they are sulking too much. So I feel like you have compassion, but you might find as though, or maybe you'll question them because they'll say, I'm getting hurt, but then you'll see them acting aggressively. And so you'll be like, why are they saying they're being hurt when they're the one who are instigating conflict? So it's going to be hard for you, for some Aries people, to find like understanding like what they're talking about, because you'll see it not adding up fully. So there'll be that question mark there. With Taurus is great. Wonderful. Lots of fun, easygoing, good month ahead of you. With Gemini's, great. Geminis are getting along with everyone. Very easy energy, easily likable, you know, whatever type of relationship you have, it's great. Cancerian and relationships. You guys have this bond over the next 4 weeks that is going to be way stronger than normal. So if you have relationships with people who have Cancer transits, it's just much stronger. Libra energy, fine, great. Libra is wonderful. You know, just good understanding. You like them, and even more so because Juno is in Libra. Libra is becoming more humane with this transit. Not that they aren't otherwise, but I just do feel like they are more down to earth and more in that squishy sort of phase or things. And then we have with Sagittarians, I feel like if it's concerning the past with Sag, you'll have things to talk about. But I feel like if you have things, if it's concerning things of the past, then it'll be more relevant with a Sag. But I feel like also, I don't know. I think that you're doing a lot of listening right now, Pisces, and especially, and with Sag also, it's like you're hearing, just like Aries, I feel like it's a similar energy, like where you are hearing them say certain things and you want to know more before passing your opinion or judgment. There's a lot of like things to be still understood about the situations you're hearing about. And then with Capricorn, great. So Capricorn needs support. You're one of their strong support energies. And I feel like, yeah, just they need your support. Your Capricorn friends need you. It's good. Aquarian energy improves. You may feel like Aquarian people up until now for the last 2 to 3 months have had like discrete opinions about you or things that you're not fully hearing. And I feel like as Saturn moves into Capricorn, those things get ironed out. Okay, so now let's take a look at your overall love message, Pisces. So we have Ace of Cups, new relationships. Let's see. I think it's Cancers. I think if you're dealing with Cancers and Capricorns, you have such a high chance of, you know, finding love or some kind of a new breakthrough, Pisces. Then we have the Two of Swords. There's a lot of this going on. There's a lot of this, like, I know this to be true, and new information is coming in. New information is coming in, and you have to consider it, and you have to kind of integrate it with what you already know. And then we have the Hope card, the Star card. There's some destined new beginning, and it's coming really fast. It's happening really, really quickly for you, Pisces, and you're moving towards some kind of a direction. And then we have the Four of Wands. So I feel like you're moving towards something great. This reminds me of who had a reading like this, one of the early signs. Was it Leo? It was like, and that Two of Swords was there. Everything's really great and you're moving towards your stuff, but there's new information that you're receiving and digesting, Pisces, and this is giving you, like, you have to make it, like make it make sense in your life. Okay, so this is the people around you and how they feel. So someone around you, love, the Lovers, you're coming to realize that someone really really loves you, or maybe somebody has more intense feelings than you thought, Pisces. And Eight of Pentacles. somebody has been working really hard on becoming a better person to be with you. So someone is deeply invested in being a part of your life or being connected with you, Pisces. And then we have the Ace of, this is the Magician. Somebody's really, you know, like really working up the nerve to be there with you or towards you. Somebody is putting a lot of effort behind being a better person and trying to improve situations towards you. It's because they love you so much. It's like somebody's trying to be a better person, you know, drop habits, work harder, like make a good impression on you so they really want to bring something beautiful into your life. Holy moly, you have an admirer. It might be a Virgo, because I've been feeling like Pisces. I'm like, oh, you guys are number one. So maybe there's other Virgos out there that love you so much as I do, but probably so. But I do feel like there's definitely someone who is very much like in admiration of you, Pisces. They want to make it happen. You're the receiver of very good intentions and energy from them. And you have good stuff going on, but there's something that there is a mental conflict that's going on. There is a mental conflict in the sense that, you know, there's a mental conflict in the sense that you know something that you can't just float around with, like, outside of reality. There's something that you know that's a real thing that you have to absorb in your life, and without it, your life is not authentic, so you have to face the music on something that you found out, okay? Okay, so next sign, Tauruses we've done. Taurus wants to go again. Virgos, Libras, everybody's like, Scorpios, there we go, Scorpio time. Hey girl, hey. Sun, moon, and rising. Let's take a look at your relationships over the next 4 to 5 weeks, Scorpio. Okay, so here's your chart. Okay, so relationships, if you don't know how this works, watch the beginning. So we have Leo, Virgo, Scorpio relationships kind of being the same. So people who have Leo, Virgo, Scorpio transits, your relationships are similar to what they usually are. With Sagittarian energy, fine. It's fine. Let them do what they do. That's what I feel like the energy. You'll have that feeling towards people with Sag transits, like let them work through their stuff. You know they're preoccupied. That's the other thing. Capricorn energy for Scorpio. Capricorn energy for Scorpio, I feel like you feel the significance of what's going on for them and in their lives, and there's a lot of compassion that you feel towards their predicaments. So you feel a lot of emotions towards your Capricorn friends. There's a lot of awareness about what's going on for them. Aquarians, okay, so Aquarian Scorpio relationships are funny. Some of them work, majority of them are like WTF. But Saturn is moving back into Capricorn. Basically, Aquarians in your life have been pushed towards you in an uncomfortable or awkward way, and now in some way, as Saturn moves into Capricorn, Aquarians become less of a factor in things. So less interruptions, less disruptions, less annoyance. They're busy with their own stuff. So if you're not a part of their own stuff, they're not in their way. It's good. Cancerian, very good energy. Piscean, very good energy with Pisces. I just feel like there's just the emotional heart space is in the same direction. I just feel like you feel similar things about similar topics, and there's like a emotional bonding that's going on with Pisces over the next 4 weeks. With Aries, okay, Scorpio with Aries, I think you'll find them annoying, frankly. I think that you'll find Aries, sun, moon, and rising annoying. I think that you'll have a lapse in compassion for them. I don't think you'll trust many of them. There'll be a lot of issues with trust. There will be a lot of issues of very like skepticism towards what they're going through, which is going to just inflame the relationship, because many Aries are going through stuff, but it's not like you don't believe them. I just think that you don't believe a part of it, of whatever is going on, and it's going to be hard for you to trust and believe in what's going on. With Tauruses, okay, Tauruses and Scorpios. Tauruses are challenging for you in a larger scheme of things at this time. That's because Uranus's ruler, Aquarian's ruler Uranus is in Taurus. So Tauruses might be more challenging to you. Tauruses may be showing you things that you don't want to see about yourself. And so in some way, as they are the opposite sign, they sort of show you who you are on a profound way. And so you might be just like hard to accept, you know, that stuff. With Geminis, okay, fine. It's great. It's wonderful. Gemini, not, you know, North Node, it's fine. Attraction, sure. Kind of cute, great. Fun, laughter, joy, nothing too serious. It's not that you, as a Scorpio, if you have lots of placements in Scorpio, it's not that you understand Gemini energy. So it's just, it's great. They're non-problematic. Okay. With Cancerian, great. High five. The water signs are vibing hard. And so you're a part of that. Cancers through Cancer season, great. Emotional connection, understanding. And then finally, Libras. I think Libras and Scorpios are doing better now than normal. And I think that the closer that you are to the cusp, or the closer that you are to this cusp, like if you're a Libra, Virgo, and a Scorpio Sag, those relationships are really strong through the next month, okay? So now let's take a look at your reading. Scorpios. Okay, so Scorpio, Four of Cups. I think that Scorpios are releasing a relationship from the past, something that was heavy and serious, just releasing it, moving past it. And you're on the footsteps of new relationships now, all sorts of different relationships. We want to think love, you know. I think that what's going on for you is that you're releasing the past, letting go of the past, and welcoming in new love possibilities. I think that it's time, and it's good timing. Ace of Pentacles, on the doorstep of new beginnings, Scorpio. It's funny because when I'm doing the other readings, I'm kind of saying, you know, Scorpios are the same. You're sort of not at the center of things right now, which is great because you can focus on the decisions you're making and begin planting your seeds, you know, going in. Oh, and another ace of swords. There you go. This is like assured success. Something that's not quite working out makes you focus in a different direction. And so that new direction is going to be very prosperous for you. And this will be like, this is a relationship reading. So a relationship that's kind of not great, or it's not bad, it's tepid. A tepid relationship is causing you to seek out new opportunities. And I think that they are great. Okay. So here is the next message. We have the Seven of Pentacles. This is people around you. Someone around you is making long-term plans, and they're considering you to be a part of it. So whether you know it or not, they are thinking about the medium-term, long-term solutions. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. And we have, maybe this is to do with work for some of you guys. A work opportunity that's sort of left field could be coming up. I feel like somebody's thinking about you in a practical way, like you're a good addition to their life in terms of building their life in a direction that they want to lead. Somebody's wanting to come back into your life. I feel like it's all the same person, like somebody who you think you've written off wants to come back into your life and reconnect. And we have the Six of Wands, believe and succeed. It's all about choices right now for you guys, Scorpio. I feel like this person wants to come back into your life. I feel like if you believe something to be a good thing, then it'll grow into good things. If you don't feel it, if it's not vibing, then it's not going to go anywhere. But someone who you thought you've written off finished for the time being. I think that somebody is actually thinking about you in a much more serious way, wants to come back into the situation and keep going, okay? Or begin again with some long-term plans, okay? All right, that's Scorpio energy. So let's see the next sign. Capricorn. Oh, here we go. This is going to be this is the doozy we've been waiting for. Hi, Capricorn. And I'm going to do your North Node video probably today. I did this video as an all signs so that I can do you and Leo's North Node video. So let's talk about your relationships with other signs. You're the sign that's going through the most in Cancer season. It's intense. And if you want to know more, I really recommend that you watch the video in the description first on Tarot Talk about Cancer season relationships. So, okay, so now I'm just going to tell you how you're going to get along with other signs. Your relationships with Scorpios, Virgos, and Leos will be similar to what they normally are because there's no transits there. So typical, like how you get along with Virgos is how you're going to get along with Virgos right now. Okay, so now here is the gong show, and everybody should listen to this part because it's kind of important. So Capricorns with other Capricorns. I just feel like you can go like, you know how like ricochet, you know, like something can ricochet and like quickly go a different direction. Time is moving very fast for you, Capricorn. The energy is lit, like it's intense, and it's not all bad. Like I know that, you know, retrograde Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter can seem very intimidating, but this is like those like once in a lifetime breakthrough moments as well. So you could find yourself hitting it big and being super successful. There's an eclipse in your sign at 13 degrees of Capricorn. So if you're a mid-placing Capricorn placement, right, around the New Year babies, or maybe first week of January babies, that's you guys. There's possibility for moving on something very fast. Now, it's very, very positive, very good luck coming to you quickly. There is chances of things like quickly breaking down, but as we usually say, it's like if it breaks down, it was not working in the first place. So things, and we've been through this energy so long that a lot of stuff has already broken down. So it's like now you're amid the rubble of whatever wasn't working and you're working your way through it. And this energy helps you to address it. So in other words, your relationships with other Capricorns can really diverge really quickly, like a ricochet bullet, right? Like you could be going in the same direction together and then suddenly something can break apart. If you're in the same trajectory, if you're on the same direction, then yeah, fine, you're going in the same direction, everything's great. But if in your fate or in your dharma or in your future path there's some, you know, thing that you're not perfectly aligned for, then that's not gonna work very well in your relationships. And other Capricorns, it's like time, you know, you don't have time for each other. You don't, like, it's a demanding energy, which makes it really hard to have space for other people's stuff. And so two people going through this is intense. So if you're in a relationship with a Capricorn and you're a Capricorn as well, you need to be very, very patient, a lot of giving each other a lot of space and understanding that you're both going through a lot. When you have needs, they may have needs that are completely different than yours, and it's happening at the same time. So if you're in a relationship and you want to be heard, understand you may need to find someone else than your partner to give that to you, and that's not their fault because they could be going through as much as you are right now. So have patience. If you're a Capricorn in a relationship with a Capricorn, have patience for them. Okay, so with Aquarians, things are getting better. And especially with issues with money, if Aquarians have in some way, I don't know, just somehow pissed you off with money, I think that that's becoming a lesser issue now. With Piscean people, very good. I think that your Pisces friends are your go-tos for heartache, for heartbreak, for frustrations, talk to them now. With Aries people, no. This is the #1 worst dynamic for Cancer season this year, or this month. So I feel like your relationships between you and Aries placements are at a complete disjuncture. There could be, yes, competition over attention, competition over doing things the way that you want. It's not the time to pursue conflict resolution or working it out with Aries people. Some of you will get along fine. This is just the astrology. But the majority of these relationships, just be kind, understand, and let each other go in your corners and separate directions for now. It will change, but for now, both of these signs are deep in their own stuff, and that will create a lot of conflict, okay? And then we have Uranus in Taurus. So Taurus is in Capricorns. Great, okay. A little bit mismatch energy. Taurus is kind of all over the place a little bit through the next little while, and so consistency that you love in Tauruses, maybe to a certain degree, not as much there as it is usually. With Geminis, wonderful connection, although you may feel that your friends who have Gemini placements are somewhat flippant. They're not serious about stuff when life is so serious for you. So you, again, don't be judgy, Capricorn. You're having intense relationships with everyone, and so you don't want to judge your friends. You don't want to, you understand that this, don't make it projection. Understand that you're going through a lot, and so therefore, let them live their life and have their happy time, and I wish you all the best. And it's not forever. This is just astrological transits now. Cancers understand you. If you're in a complicated situation, Capricorn, and you need to be heard, you need to be understood, people who have Cancer transits will understand your situation better than any other sign. Now over to Libra, fine. Libras will also understand. I would say kinship to your relationships with Pisces right now. There's a degree of understanding, seeing the truth in a situation. I feel like Capricorns overall will be seeking other people to see truth of what's going in their life, because I think that you want witnesses for what's going on, and so I think your best witnesses are Cancers and Libras in some way. I think Piscean too. And then we have last but not least your relationships with Sag. If you need them to remember the past for you right now, something that happened in the past, if you need witnesses. That's how it feels, Capricorn. And I don't mean like witnesses for a crime. I just feel like you are in some way in need of people seeing your experience now. And so, yeah, and so find people who represent that. And so I would say the people who will be great witnesses for you over the next month are Pisces, Cancer, Libra, and especially to do with the past, Sagittarians. So look for people with those transits. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at what's going on for Capricorns. This is you in love. So you have you've been it's all about you, and I don't mean that in a rude way. I mean that like it's all, you're so committed to what you are doing, you're so committed to like involved in your life that you have to let other people sort of come on board. There's not much room of you being available for others right now. It's not you being cruel, it's just you being extended in your own energy. Your energy is extended to the max. 7 of Cups. And I think that within this month, you will make some kind of decision about which path you are going on and trying to deliberate which path is the best path for you. I think that you found yourself a little bit alone because you've been leading a very demanding lifestyle, and I feel like it's time for you to make a decision about which way to go next. And in that new destination, you will find new friends, new associations, new connections. So sacral chakra. So it's like your mojo's running. You know that it's time for you to go. It's time for you to change things up. It's time for you to try a different life. It's time to go in a different direction. And then we have the Eight of Cups. You're letting go of your environment, hey? It really feels like you're letting go of friends, of your environment, your social connections, and you're going somewhere else. You're going somewhere else. And you feel like the need to do that right now. You feel like you need to try on a different pair of shoes. You need to try on a different lifestyle. Okay, people around you. Three of Pentacles. Somebody's working hard. Someone's not as available to you as they would like to be because they have work priorities. And then Three of Cups. A lot of reaching out again. There's a lot of people really wanting to reconnect, and I think that that has to do with Venus. I feel like over Venus retrograde, everyone like got reconnected, like, oh, I miss this person, I really want. So someone around you, Capricorn, wants back in. They want to see how you're doing. And I think that somebody's also been quite busy with work and other responsibilities. When you got busy with your stuff, they got busy with theirs, and now there's this like, I wonder how they're doing sort of energy. Base chakra. I think that the reason somebody's been not available in your life is that they've been sorting out like foundational issues, things to do with like where they live, or like they like core stuff, like they are dealing with this stuff and there's no room in their life for much else, and so the tunnel vision towards security or seeking security, and they've been distracted. And I think that they've achieved everything that they've wanted. Six of Wands, believe and succeed. I think that they've achieved what they wanted, and now they can open back up. I feel like there's people around you who have been MIA in your life, and now once they've achieved certain degree of security or presence, they're like, their life is better, so they're coming back in. Like they had to do it. It was a survival thing. Somebody was missing because they were taking care of themselves. Their survival instincts were taking them in a different direction, and now they are coming back. Okay, so that's it, Capricorn. Good luck. And just remember, you have the toughest transit, but it can be the most rewarding one. So it's like you choose, you pick your poison, you choose which one, you know. Next sign, Aquarius. Cancer. Did we do Cancer yet? Sweet Cancer. I don't think we have. No. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. So here's Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Hi, guys. So let's take a look. Okay, hi Cancer, welcome to my channel. This is your breakdown of your relationships with other signs. And I'm going through sign by sign here, not doing a predictive reading. If you want to know more, check out the original video that I did on Tarot Talk. It's a 15-minute video explaining the transits. So if you want to know that side of it, go check it out. Okay, so Cancers with Cancers here. Cancers with Cancers have very good relationships at this time. So improvement, strong, understanding, they're your buddies, they're your pals. Relationships don't change with Leos, Virgos, and Scorpios at this time. Expect the same relationships that you always have with people who have Leo, Virgo, or Scorpio transits. Relationships with Libras are favorable through this next time. In fact, most of your relationships, Cancer, through your Cancer season. Happy birthday, you guys. Sorry, I got worked up. I was trying to figure out if I did your I was like, there's something special about Cancer this month. Oh, it's Cancer season. Happy birthday, you guys. So overall you're having good relationships with everyone, and Libra is no different. Improvement in relationships, great. Sagittarian relationships with Cancers, you know, they may ask you questions at this time. They may ask you all sorts of different things, like, you know, what did you mean when you say that? Or what did that mean when they said that? They might ask questions, probing situations, because they understand that you know, they understand that you understand where coming from, and they think that you're sort of an expert. So whoever you're dealing with who has Sag placements will be like that. Capricorns, okay. Capricorns need you. You're opposite signs. This is the eclipse in Capricorn that happens on July 4th. I think that, like, just like a Virgo and a Pisces, like, you see each other for everything that you are. And I think that people who have Capricorn transits in their chart, they need your perspective. So good for you, Cancer. Be there for them. Aquarians, they become easier to tolerate. Your relationships with Aquarians improve over the next little while. So Saturn has moved out of Aquarius. Things are better. And then with Pisces, I think that what you're going through is like a very strong connection. In terms of relationships, Capricorns and Aries have some of the most strained relationships right now. That's not everyone. That's just some. Well, Pisces and Cancer have some of the best relationships. So I think that your relationships with Piscean people with transits who have in Pisces is really great. With Aries, again, they need a lot of counseling right now. They need a lot of understanding. I mean, peer-to-peer counseling, listening, you know, helping them along. So they've been through a lot, and they've had a tough spring with that conjunction between Lilith and Chiron. So just be patient with them and understanding. And then with the Tauruses in your life, great, fantastic. They're a little bit of fun for you, and I think that that's a good thing. And then finally, last but not least, Geminis, improvement in relationships. I think people who you've known for a while who are Geminis, you're really learning certain things that you didn't know about them at this time, and those things that you are learning about them, it's making you like them more. So like if you are sort of having a tepid relationship with a Gemini, you may learn something about them that makes you be like, oh, they're not as bad as I thought, or you might actually even like them a bit more. So yeah, improvement in relationships with Geminis. Okay, Cancer, the cards. Let's look at this. The experiment. Okay, Cancer, let's see. We have Ace of Wands, passion ignited. You greatly grow to care something about someone. I think that you come into feelings towards something or someone, specifically someone. This is a relationship reading. And then we have the intuition, the High Priestess card. I told you guys in the recent reading where I felt like, oh, it was on Instagram in your post, in your reading post, and I really strongly feel like your intuition is off the chart right now, and it's telling you that someone's coming into your life. I feel like you sense that it's coming. You sense that someone's near. I don't know if it's going to be in a week, a month, a year from now, but you feel like that person, someone who's important, is coming in. I love that feeling when you're like, I'm about to meet someone. And so I think that you're having this passion, this feeling. And then we have the Five of Swords. You sort of don't believe it. You guys have been through a lot, Cancer. Whenever I tell you guys about Capricorn transits, you guys are like, Veroosh, when is it gonna stop? Soon. I couldn't say soon before, but now soon. Soon. It's coming to an end. Don't be self-defeating in believing that good things are coming to you, because they are. And then we have the Four of Wands. And I think that like a lot of time spent in the home. So what you can't control outside of the home, it's like you make your home space nice, you know? So maybe you can't control like what's going on out there, but you're making things ready for the good energy to come by making your home nice, the space nice, you know, just excited about who's coming. Company's coming. You better redecorate. You gotta get ready. Let's see the people around you. We have the Four of Cups. Somebody knows about you. Somebody knows like that you have feelings for them, or they know that this is an option for them, and they're thinking about it. Somebody's really considering you, and I feel like there's this connection between people where you've kind of come onto each other's radar. Like you both are like, either you know each other already or you're psychically connecting. And then you have the Six of Swords, healing begins. It's very likely that this person has to leave a situation before they're going to be available to you. I feel like there's still certain things like a marriage or something or a relationship that they have to leave behind before they'll be fully ready. And so it's like the timing's not perfect for this. And then we have the Ace of Cups. They're coming into their awareness for their feelings for you, and I feel like their feelings are going to increase over the next period of time. And then we have the Two of Cups coming together. So I do feel very much like somebody's learning their feelings towards you, Cancer. Somebody's seeing how profound those feelings are. I feel like more, they're coming into their feelings more deeply, and I feel like they're coming into their feelings more deeply, and I feel like they're learning to know their feelings, if that makes sense. They're learning to they're like, this is the feeling of love. Like they're coming into awareness about it. Okay? Okay. So now we're going to do the next sign. Yeah, it's yes, good. Lavender code. I'm glad you said that. That was Cancer again. Libra. Scorpio we've done. Taurus we've done. Libra we've done. I think it's like Aries. Did we do Aquarius? We must have. Sagittarius we haven't done, huh? Okay, Sagittarius time. Hey, Sag. So let's see your relationship stuff over the next. There we go. So let's talk about your relationship, Sag. If you want an intro on the astrology, go into the description in the video. I explain it there, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to make the energy real, and also to let other people, help other people see the video. Okay, so your relationships with Scorpios, Virgos, and Leos are the same. So the way that your relationships are with them, they're not going to change much right now. With Sagittarians, there's your energy overall is, I think, Sag, essentially you're drawing away from social circles. Like I feel like you're doing your own thing, and I feel like you're thinking about your own stuff, about the past, and I think that people of the past are so important to you now, and what happened in the last while is so important to you now. With Capricorn transits, you may feel like you're not on the same page with people who have Capricorn transits at all. And with Aquarians, I think that you'll see a lot of Aquarians come back into your life over the next little while. I think that those relationships are going to improve. And then with Piscean transits, I feel like it's better than normal. I feel like you will feel heard by people who have Pisces transits. I think they're open and receptive to hear from you and hear what's going on for you. I think that you feel like you can share with them information. I feel like your relationships with Aries, are, that's such a strange, that's not a square there. That's not correct. Right there. Sorry, I got distracted. If there's a bone to pick with an Aries person, then I feel like that can, at this time, be addressed in some circumstances. So it's time to talk to an Aries person. And if there's a current situation with an Aries, they may feel unheard by you because you'll be distracted and not available to work through current situations as much as you normally are. So don't be dismissive of Aries people. It will come across the wrong way at this time through this transit. And with Taurus people, I feel fine. I feel as though you're kind of doing different things. If you have friends and co-workers or whatever acquaintances who have Taurus placements, you may not see each other so much right now. With Gemini transits, I feel like it's great. I think that they're your fun for the month. I think that you will have good times with Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I think they're lucky for you to be around to find love. I think that they're overall just in a good energy from you. Cancerian transits, especially if you're dealing with loss or death, Sag, I feel like this is the time to speak with Cancerian people about it. I think that they can provide you help and support in your loss or your grievance or your feelings of whatever you're working through, the sadness. And then with regard to Libra, I feel like your relationships are strong. They're continuing to be strong. In terms of relationships, I think your relationships with Libras and Geminis are probably some of the best this month. So from June to July, look out for Geminis and Libras for best connections. Okay, so now let's take a look at your cards. So we have Six of Cups. I told you, reminiscing, thinking about the past. If it's not to do with the past, you're not so interested. It's such an interesting vibe I'm picking up. Like, you're really wanting to find closure in the past, understand the past. You're wondering about history, like family histories. You might be really, in some way, inspired by things. And then we have temptation, the devil. Something's grabbed your attention. I think that something's grabbed your attention and something that you really want to grab or like get a hold of and control. I feel like maybe there's something that you're trying to find out that's hidden. Like you're trying to find the truth about something. You're like investigating something or trying to find something. I feel like for some of you, this is not a healthy direction. I think considering the past and having great gratitude for the past is great, but there could be something that's like, chasing the white rabbit in Alice in Wonderland, like a nonsensical descent into madness. Like, you want to really be careful with compulsion right now, Sag. Trying to prove something, trying to figure something out. There's a movie called Stalker by Andrei Tarkovsky, and it was made in 1978. It's an old Russian movie. It's one of my favorite movies. It's great. But and this is spoiler alert, so jump a minute ahead if you don't want to hear it. But basically, in the plot of the movie, this man goes into the zone, and the zone is this like archaic space that they like enter into with this. I think his name is Strider. But anyway, they enter the space, and when they or the stalker, and when they enter the space, this is the spoiler, so jump ahead. They realize that there's nothing there, and that's like that's the metaphor of like trying to find something and getting caught up in this intense journey of trying to find something. And then once you get there, it's empty. It's like the process towards madness, the process towards, trying to control something that essentially isn't there, and wasting your time or wasting your life. And the man has a daughter that's sitting at home waiting for him, and she has this gift. She has this psychic gift, and it's really beautiful. But the thing is, the man's not paying attention to her. He's searching in the zone instead of paying attention to his own child, who has like basically the thing he's looking for is right there for him, but he's looking in the wrong spaces, and he's obsessing about the wrong spaces. I feel like that's a very meaningful message for you right now. Like, don't get caught up in obsession about one thing and miss the opportunity to find love in another. And then we have balance and finding balance for yourself, pulling yourself away from pathologies, pulling yourself away from like obsessions. And I think you'll find success in that. And I think it's a process, and it's like finding freedom in your past experiences and disconnecting yourself from the attachments that you're so connected with, or you feel they're false narratives. They're not real. You just told yourself that they're important when they're not. Okay. People around you. We have the Emperor, and we have leadership. There's someone who's it really feels like you have something in your present state, in your present environment, that really wants to be a part of your life while you're being distracted, or while you're distracting yourself towards something else. There's a person who has very serious feelings towards you. And then we have observe, the Hanged Man. That's creating a delay in the relationship. So the fact that you're not opening up to a relationship fast enough is creating delays for this person, and this person is constantly trying to manage the situation and slightly improve it by switching things around for it to work a little better. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles, dedicated effort. So I feel like this person is very committed towards making things work. You're preoccupied with something very clearly, and I feel like the message is very clear here, and I've been getting a similar message for you for a while, but this is the first time it came through very clearly. Stop wasting your time on pipe dreams, which means like when you focus on something that doesn't lead to anything, like that movie, and then be present, because you have something in your present life that is very valuable to you, Sag. Okay, I hope that helps. Good luck. Now I know what that means, because I was telling you guys about the Hoover and all sorts of things. I'm like, oh, that's what that means. So we have done Aries, Aquarius, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 3 more. We did Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aquarius, Gemini. We've done Gemini. I did Gemini, right? Did I do Gemini? Okay. I think I did Gemini. Sag. Did I do Gemini? Capricorn. Scorpio. Cancer. Scorpio. Cancer. Aquarius. Aquarius we haven't done. Hey Aquarians, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's take a look at your sign. I feel like I did Aquarius. It's just because I'm repeating myself about the different signs. Okay, Aquarians, let's do this. I did Aquarians. I did. No Gemini, but I did Aquarius, right? Yeah, I did Aquarius. No Gemini. I did Aquarius. So which signs do I need to do still? Oh, there is Aquarius. Sorry, I didn't see it. 1, 2. Okay. So let's do. Hold on. These long readings are hard to keep track. Thank you for your help, Tabby. I didn't do Aries, Gemini, and what's the missing sign? Aquarius, no Aries. Who's the third sign? Libra, I've done. Just 2? Okay. Geminis have been patient. That sounds like a veiled threat. Don't get mad at me, get mad at the die. Here you go, Geminis. Okay, so Aries, I think, and Gemini. If there's another sign missing, please remind me. Thank you, guys. You got kind of yoga head. Okay, yay. Okay, 2 more. We did Pisces. Liz. Okay, so Gemini, hi, you guys. Welcome to my channel. Let's take a look at your chart. So, okay, so here is your relationships with the other signs. And if you want to know more about the astrology, then look in the description, and I explained it there. Essentially, your relationships with other Geminis are really fun. They're really nice, and I think that you will have a pleasant time with them. With Cancers, I think it's good. I think that, you know, if you're a cusper, then definitely better. If you're a Gemini Cancer, then that's best of both worlds. But if you have a cusp of Gemini with Taurus, then you'll get along with a Leo Cancer very well, and especially now with Cancer season happening. Your relationships will stay the same with Leos, Virgos, and Scorpios. And with Libras, I think that you'll be very well matched. In fact, I think Libras are the best reciprocal sign for you through the season. I think you guys are going to get along really well. In fact, I think that Geminis are best for other Geminis at this time, but Libras come as a close second, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Sagittarians. You know, Sagittarians may ask you a lot of questions on perspective right now. You might feel them lean on you quite a bit with their stuff that's going on. And then we have the Capricorn transits. So I feel like there is, how do you say this? I feel like you and Capricorn are on two different pages at this time. So there may be just gaps in understanding where the other one is coming from. You want to have a lot of fun, and they want to, in some way, they have a lot of stuff going on. So your stuff has a lot to do with having fun, going in different directions, while they are very much internalizing stuff. They are very much working through serious things, and you're doing two different things. So give each other room to breathe. Aquarian, your relationships with Aquarians improve. They're more present and more available to be with you in relationships. Piscean transits are good for you at this time. Even though you're both mutable signs on a square, you're getting along better than normal because of Ceres and Neptune. With Aries signs, this is tough to do, guys. With Aries signs, I feel as though in some way you can really help an Aries out. I feel like you can understand where a lot of people don't as to what's going on for them, and you can actually offer them a lot of compassion and understanding. And with Tauruses, I feel as though fun times, and especially if you're a cusper, again, if you're a Taurus, Aries cusper with a Gemini Cancer cusper, that's the best. Or if you're just a Gemini Taurus cusper, you get along with both sides of the zodiac. So, but general, I think it's a fun energy with Taurus, not too serious, nothing too heavy, and I hope you keep it that way. So let's take a look at your cards for the month of Cancer season. All right, so we have Triumph, which is Cancer energy. I just feel like you're free and clear of some heavy stuff that's happened for you guys in the recent past. And then we have the Six of Wands. You feel victorious, like you really got past some heavy emotional stuff that's been weighing on you for some time. Now let's take a look at Seven of Wands. I feel like you feel vindicated. I feel like you feel released from a trap that you've been in for a very long time, an emotional trap, a set of circumstances and situations. And then you have the sacral chakra. I think you're going, like, the North Node with Venus is doing you good, Gemini. I really feel like in relationships you're going after what you want, and I feel like I just feel like that you're getting what you want out of a situation after a period of some waiting. Tough times are behind you, and I think that the relationships that you want are coming into you now, and you sort of made bluffs about them, or you kind of you didn't bluff, but you like put something on the line and you hoped that it would work out. You kind of gambled with something, and it's not gambled like in a senseless way. It was something that mattered to you, that you said you put your line down on something, and it came through for you in the way that you wanted. And now you feel like approved of whatever it is that you fought for, whatever it is that you wanted, you feel like you've gotten. Here is the next message, the people around you. We have the Tower situation. I think that you got through to someone's heart. I think that they see within you the genuine feelings. It's like someone who didn't believe that you loved them finally understands. And then we have the Seven of Wands again. Choose your battles. Both people have very strong purpose in their life, you and the other person, and I feel like you have strong characters. When people say that, like, people have strong characters, they're fighting for something that they care a lot about, and it's important for them, for their partners and their relationships to mirror themselves, and both of you are getting that. So it's a very powerful connection in that sense. So you have both the same kind of mindset, both the same kind of ideology, the same kind of things that you want. Then we have the Two of Pentacles, find balance. It's still going to take some time from their perspective to put things into practice the right way. Here is the next message. We have the Sagittarian card, the balance card. And so I feel like this other person is working really hard to make, it feels like maybe some aspects of your environment are really hard to make it work. They may live far away from you. There might be other barriers for you to be together. But I feel like this other person is slowly working towards making things happen. And I think that they're coming to realize the significance of your relationship. And so therefore they're putting in the effort to make it work. Okay? Good for you guys. But you feel like this is pride right there. All these cards, they represent like confidence, pride. Like, you know, when you say something and you're proven right, you're like, see, I told you so. This is your I told you so moment, Gemini. So in a non-annoying way. Okay. So last but not least is Aries. Hi Aries, welcome to my channel. If you want to know more about the astrology right now, go into the video in the description. I describe it there, and then come back and watch this video or this part of the video. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to tell you about your relationships with other signs, and then we'll keep going. So Aries with Aries, it could go really right in the sense that you see each other's pain and you can identify with each other, but you can have massive fights with other Aries people at this time. So if you have a history of conflict with someone, stay the crap away from them. And if you have this wonderful relationship where the other person understands where you're coming from, you're going to get a really good experience with that person right now, the Aries person. Taurus energy, I would say stay away from Taurus. I would say that you could inadvertently get hurt by Taurus, and I feel like it wouldn't be necessarily their fault, but you might get stuck with some battle scars, emotional hurt that happens if they don't understand what you need right now. And you need a lot, because the context of the situation is that we have Chiron and Lilith that created a conjunction throughout the spring that created a very sensitive, hurting, healing, needing of healing, being heard, that kind of thing. Circumstances coming up that were like hurtful to you and making sense of them. And now that Mars is entering into Aries at the end of June, there's like aggression or intensity behind those emotions, which can really blow up in your face. And you can find yourself getting really upset about things and acting disproportionately to what you normally would. Mars is your ruler, so it's an intense transit. I said this yesterday, I'm like, alcohol, pain, and aggression don't really go well together, you know? And this is kind of the energy that you're dealing with. And so I'm just validating, if you're going through a lot, nurture it. And it's going to pass. It's not a long transit. Mars will be here for a while. Chiron will be here for a while. But Lilith is leaving. So, you know, it's going to get better. And in July, or June into July, will be probably the most intense. And then it'll get better. Okay? So, yeah. So this is the tough part of the year for you guys. And so with Aries people, be careful. With Taurus people, I would say stay away. I would say they may not understand what you need. With Gemini is really good. A Gemini brings happiness and joy into your life at this time. They have Venus and North Node in Gemini. So if you need a pick-me-up, your Gemini friends or people you love are the people to reach out to. Cancerian people, great. I think they'll also understand. If you watch the whole video, you'll see how I told pretty much every sign to give you compassion, because I think you deserve it. And yep. And Leos, Virgos, and Scorpios, same relationships as usual, not much different. So the way it usually is with people with those signs, it will be the same way right now. And then Juno with Libra there, especially if you're dealing with injustice, Aries. I think that Libras will be your advocates. I think they'll stand up for you and defend you, which is really a validating thing. So if you need an advocate, find a Libra. And Sagittarians, I think that a lot of healing, there's a lot of profound connections you can reach with Sagittarians at this time in terms of recognizing things that happened a certain way and saying, yes, this is BS, this was unfair, this is unjust. You and Sagittarian people with Sagittarian transits can find that understanding. Capricorn energy. I feel like this is the worst combination right now, Capricorn to Aries. I would stay away. Some of you will get on great and have a wonderful experience, but so many of you will come into direct conflict. Same as Aries to Aries. Aries to Aries, Aries to Capricorn. They're hotspot energies right now. If I was an Aries, I would stay away from those signs. In a very, you see how I talk. I don't know. I don't make giant statements, but I do feel like this energy is very problematic. Aquarian energy is better, and I feel like Aquarians are coming in to bring in positivity into your life, and I feel like they're more available to be there for you as friends as Saturn has moved into Capricorn. And then Pisces. Pisces energy is good. Again, just like Cancerian energy, willing to listen, willing to lend a hand, willing to understand. Who is the best for Aries right now? It's a toss-up between Gemini for fun and Libra for advocacy, and then Sag for understanding. So if you want fun, find Gemini people. If you want advocacy, find a Libra. And if you want understanding, find a Sag. Okay? So that's that. Let's take a look at your cards. Maybe they'll tell us something more in depth. Your cards are, we have Four of Pentacles. There's been a download that's been coming through for you guys. When we say something about ourselves, we define our position in a specific place, and that sort of keeps us in that spot. So you've either said something as an opinion or something else about yourself, and you can't really go back on it now, and it feels kind of weird. Like you said, I don't like chocolate ice cream. So now, like, you secretly like chocolate ice cream, but everybody you've told thinks you don't like chocolate ice cream, and so now you're kind of like stuck with what you've said. But that can change. It's just you did it to yourself. We have the Strength card, the Leo card. I think that you have something that you desire to, this is love, right? So you desire something to someone on a profound level, and I feel like that's emerging out of you. That which you want is emerging out of you. You're identifying what you want. Then we have the base chakra. I really feel as though you're rethinking things. You're rethinking things in your environment, Aries, and they're hard questions, very, very hard questions. I think that you're rethinking things in your environment, and you're thinking about going in a different direction on things altogether, and you're going to see some kind of a breakthrough or inspiring moment that is going to tell you, like, oh, go over there, Aries, like, this is the path for something's going to open up for you, and it's going to tell you, go over there, go do this. An opportunity is going to open up. Somebody's going to invite you somewhere, or somebody's going to invite you somewhere. So let me summarize this, because I just kind of went through it. I feel like you've lived out your welcome in something that you have chosen. So you have like a belief, or who you are is outdated for you, and you're starting to feel uncomfortable with it. You feel estranged from your environment, and things are looking pretty dull on the surface. You're basically done with something, and that's like a cycle of life. But within you, there's a passion towards something else. This something else could be something that you didn't like before. So you might have had a complete change of heart about something. And I feel like that's leading you to, in some way, redirect your attention to a new direction. sitting there by yourself a lot at this time, Aries, and thinking about changing your life like huge in a different direction, in a profound way. You're looking to change your life, and I feel like you're waiting for your moment, and I feel like someone is going to extend to you some kind of inspiration at this time and say, here, go this way. This is the path for you, okay? Here is the outside energy, someone around you who is saying something, okay? Who is saying or doing something to you. So we have the Lover's card, Love card, the card of Gemini, and this is the card of Gemini welcoming. Somebody's seeing you go through. This is like the dark night of the soul kind of energy. You're coming to terms with certain energies, and I feel like somebody is watching you go through this dark night of the soul, and they love you so much, and they're waiting for you to figure things out, okay? And I feel like we have the Teach card, which is Taurus, or the Hierophant, and I feel like this person, so the Hierophant, and I feel like this person is learning a lot by waiting for you. Somebody is waiting for you a lot. They're waiting for you to heal. They're waiting for you. They're standing by, and they're waiting for your life to change, because they know you're on the foothills of change. They know that you're beginning this new path in your life, and you're waiting for this perspective. Somebody's being very patient with you, and they love you a lot, and they're trying to help you, you know, and they're learning a lot through it, about themselves, about life, about love. Here is the next message. Rest and reconsider, Nine of Wands. They feel very lonely at this time. Someone around you feels lonely. I feel like they understand. You know, when you understand what, like, logically what the right thing to do is, but your heart says something else anyway, and you're like, you know, it's like, don't eat that piece of cake, Veroosh. But like you logically understand, but your heart's saying yes. You know, so it's like, it's that feeling where they sort of know that they're doing the right thing and everything's okay, but also at the same time there's a part of them that's kind of rebelling. And then we have the Four of Swords. Just breathe. I think you have someone who's very understanding around you, Aries. I feel like this person is compassionate, and I think they're leaving you alone so that you can deal with your stuff. So they're not going anywhere. I think that they profoundly love you, and I think that they're waiting for you to figure out your life so that you can continue with them together, okay? Well, I hope you guys liked this reading. It was a lot of work, so I wish you guys all the best. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to make the energy real. Like the video so other people can see it. Go check out my video on Tarot Talk. At the end here, I have a recent video that I did on this channel. I hope you guys have a nice day. Let me know in the comments how you guys like these relationship compatibility readings, and I will talk with you soon. Take care. Bye.